Have y'all heard of Stephanie Freeman and Jeffrey Hume? For those of you who haven't, those two are two Georgia high schoolers who made a TikTok video called How to Make a Nigger. The video has since gotten over 9 million plays on Twitter, and now Miss Stephanie wants to use her Jedi mind trick, better known as white woman tears, to try to get out of the shitstorm that she's caused with this racist video, because it's now caused her to get expelled from school, and people have contacted the colleges that these two are set to attend, and the colleges are no longer going to accept them. Miss poor white girl said her life has been ruined. Check out the video.
Hey, today we're making
niggers.
First we have
Black. Yeah, pretty black.
Yeah. Next we have don't have a dad.
Don't have a dad? Yeah.
Yeah. And then we have eat watermelon and fried chicken.
Fried chicken,
Yeah.
watermelon? Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's yeah.
Next one is make good choices. Let's see.
There's nothing there. Next we have rob people.
Specifically whites. Yeah, they do that.
Last one is
go to jail?
Oh, bitch, let's talk about it. Now, y'all know there are all types of things that are here for us to unpack, and I have nothing but time. First and foremost, my largest issue with this video is the simple fact that this did not innately and inherently feel wrong to either one of them. Nobody would ever get on social media and say, I like having sex with 9-year-old girls. Nobody would ever get on social media and say, I like to fondle my special needs cousin. Because we know innately in our hearts that that is wrong. The fact that both of them felt comfortable enough to even make a TikTok video that was this insensitive and this racially motivated suggests to me that that is the environment in which both of them grew up in. Quiet as it is kept. If I was their age and my mother would have ever found any sort of social media footprint of me making a video called How to Make a Cracker, I would have gotten the black beaten off of me, because number one, I wasn't raised like that, and number two, going out in public and everything I represent at that age is a reflection of my household, and my mother would have been appalled. Number three, I would have been scared at the mere thought of anybody in my community finding a video like that, because it would have gotten back to anybody in my damn family, and y'all would not see me here today in all my grandioseness and all my grandeur. Number one. So the fact that they had no fear of any sort of retaliation or punishment from home suggests that they get this shit honest and they get it from their mama. And the thing that throws me, and the thing that, you know, if I could die and be reincarnated, I really want to be a blonde-haired white person. I really want to know what it feels like to be able to walk this earth and not do anything you want to do, but carry the position that you can do anything you want to do and nothing should happen to you in return. And if it does, that you can beg and plead with the majority to see you as human and to just discount it as young kids making young, simple mistakes. And I want to tell you something, and I hate when we have to have these sorts of racially motivated conversations, because in this racial climate, in this political climate, it causes a lot of divisiveness. But it's a conversation that must be had. Unfortunately, in this world, Black children don't get granted the same mercy and grace. When black children commit sins, crimes, or anything of the sort that should be written off to teenagers just being teenagers or to kids just being kids, they are vilified, nailed to the cross, and they are written off as thugs, sluts, ghetto queens, bad people, and animals. It's as if the majority fails to see the humanity in people of color. But when white kids do it, they beg and plead for everybody's sympathy and mercy, and all of a sudden it becomes kids just being kids. And where is the proof? The proof is in Stephanie's half-ass apology and her expectation for us to forgive her because she's just being a simple teenager. So let me first start out with what is the most comical piece of her three-part apology. She took to Instagram and wrote this: I want to apologize for the abhorrent video I posted. I know my heart was wrong. Let me start over. I want to apologize for the abhorrent video I posted. I know in my heart how wrong it was. My boyfriend is racist, and he slowly normalized his racism on me. Still, I should never have let him. I believe blacks are human too, made in the image of Christ. I have disappointed God, and I want to apologize. So there's two parts of this first part of this apology that I want to unpack. Number one, her apology is half-assed because never did she address the population of the people that she offended. She pulled the Jedi mind trick by trying to get out of this by saying, it's not my fault. I was under the mind control of my boyfriend. First of all, Jeffrey, you need to leave Stephanie the fuck alone because that bitch ain't loyal. The first opportunity she got to shift the blame, she tried to. In addition, she's not upset about the fact that she offended black people who she says she believes is also human. She's upset because she's offended God. But never once did she make it a point to apologize to black folks. So then she moves on with another Instagram post and she says, I promise to dedicate my life to serving God and treating every human being with respect. I did not expect the public to forgive me, nor do I deserve it, but I pray to God for forgiveness of my sins. The only way to heal. But I do take issue with one thing. Hatred does not defeat hatred. Threatening, bullying, and canceling me will not resolve the world's problems. Please, I urge everyone to seek God and find peace in Him. I understand why people are angry at me. How will ruining my life change that? My parents live on fear for my life. This is not fair. Now, if this did not reek of spoiledness and privilege, I do not know what is. I have no issue with her calling on God because that is what we are conditioned and taught, and that is what we should do in times of need. And He is the one person who will never forsake us and forgive us for all of our sins. What I do have issue with is the tone of this. You've now gone from seeking and asking for our apologies to saying, wait a minute, I don't deserve this. I don't deserve this. I'm human too. I always say in my videos, you can't do wrong to a motherfucker and tell them how mad to get. Stephanie, I'm here to let you know that you are not no 9-year-old repeating some shit that you saw on TV, that you are damn near grown. Okay, you are fully aware of what you did. You thought the shit was funny because you do not see the humanity in black people. Because if you did, you would never in your life do something like this. The question that one has to ask if you're of any other race and can't understand the frustration, take out the word nigger and insert whatever the slur is for your race, followed by all those statements. Don't have a daddy, like to rob people, make poor choices, and see how you would feel. Okay, this is very easy to process as something that is being wrong, and then for her to take the position here's the thing that got me. The but negates everything. I'm begging for forgiveness, but I do take issue with one thing. Listen, baby girl, your ass is not in position to take issue with anything. The fact of the matter is, you created this shitstorm. Suffer through it. You deserve the consequences that come down with everything that you getting, because this right here did not have to be. And what I find funny is, one of the ingredients on how to make a nigga was make poor decisions. But look who is sitting in the hot seat for making poor decisions. So who is the nigger? Those that look like me, or those that are begging people like me for their forgiveness for making poor decisions? See, it ain't fun when the rabbit has the gun. Then we move to her following her last piece of apology. For the love of God, stop sharing the video and my name and picture. You don't know what this feels like. I've never been this scared. It just isn't fair. Imagine you're a stupid teenager just going along with stupid teenager stuff, then your life gets ruined forever. People not caring what's in your heart or what you're really like, only defining you by a stupid video. Please stop sharing. Y'all, if that ain't privilege, I don't know what is. How dare you how dare you commit a crime against people and then get mad and tell them how they should respond to it? Because it's too much for you to bear, without any regard for what you've done to these folks. And the sad part about it is, I'm wondering where the hell your parents is, where the hell your crisis manager is, where the hell your guidance counselor is, where the hell your spiritual advisor is, where the hell it is one of your church members who have not taken your phone. Dear Stephanie, see, one thing that black people are accused of in this life is being too forgiving. And despite what you did, I'm going to find it in my heart to be a crisis manager for you. Because the God in me just wants me to help you. Because I do feel bad for you and your little white tears. Not because of what you're going through and the stress that you're going through. I feel bad for you because you're stupid. And one thing is for sure, God takes care of babies and fools. You've clearly demonstrated that you are a fool, and I am going to be a vessel by which God is going to use to help your foolish ass. Number one, get off of social media. Cancel all of your accounts. The quickest way for you to keep from feeling the wrath of people who can only express their disdain for you and the hatred that you displayed on TikTok is through social media. See, what you want is another demonstration of privilege. You want to be able to gallivant and tootsie roll all up and down social media without feeling the wrath of the community and the people that you've offended. I'm sorry, poor, sweet little Stephanie, with your fragile ego and your little white woman tears. It doesn't work that way, sweetie. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't use the vessel of social media to hurt people and then want to peruse it for your fun and for your enlightenment while you are in quarantine. Number two, shut up! Shut up. The damage has already been done. Here's what you need to do. Everybody take notes. The news cycle these days lasts a week, right? In a week's time, 5 days to 7 days, it will be old news and people will be on to the next thing because we have the attention span of jelly beans. But every time you address it, the news cycle starts all over again. Just when we forgot all about what you did because Corona is dominating the news, you came out with this stupid ass apology, which has restarted the news cycle. First of all, I don't know why the hell you still got a phone. And that's a reflection of your parents. The fact that they have not felt the need to punish you adequately. If you were my child, you wouldn't even have any access to social media. The only thing that your ass would have access to right now is a GED book from a local community college, if they'd be willing to have your ass, because as a result of what you did, you are not getting your high school diploma from your school. You've been expelled. You waited your entire high school career to ruin it. Girl, high school only got 2 more damn weeks in, and you waited to the very end to ruin it. And you know what? I am proud of the Carrollton school district, the school district, wherever she is in Carrollton, for taking this action. And here is why. it reassures me that there is hope in humanity and there are good people out there. I'm not one of those people who are of the belief that all white people are bad. I also understand that racism is a learned behavior, and it can be very regionalized, especially in the South. I do believe that Stephanie and Jeffrey's sentiments both probably echo a lot of people's sentiments in their community. It's not hard for us to believe, being that it's Georgia. However, I take pride in knowing that the school district, whether they believe it in their heart or are just doing it to save face, took the necessary steps to separate themselves from this behavior. It's also worth noting that Jeffrey took to his Instagram and just simply wrote, "Forgive and forget." That goes to show he has no level of remorse for what he did. He's like, oh, it's middle school, forgive and forget, I'll move on. Quiet as it's kept. Jeffrey probably never saw much of a future for himself besides peanut farming anyway, so he really don't care. Stephanie, on the other hand, she had big dreams of going to college, and I still think that there will be opportunities for her to go to college at some point, but you have to reap the fullness of the consequences of what you did, poor little white girl. This is unacceptable, and I am glad that we are now living in a climate and in a society where, despite the fact that the people in charge, they may or may not agree with this behavior, but at least they've got enough decency from a public relations perspective to instill some sort of punishment and action against people who do stuff like this. Enough is a damn enough. Enough is enough of this. And what bothers me the most about this is that it has given us a peek behind the curtain into what racist white people truly feel about black people. And I'm here to let you know, just like all white people aren't bad, all black people do not fit the description in which you guys put as your ingredients on how to make a nigger. And quite frankly, the ingredients that you guys use relate closer to poor people than it does exclusively to black people. Because one thing that I've learned in my 36 years of life, if you take the lowest of the trailer parks and you take the lowest of the projects, you will find more similarities between the two groups than you will differences. The only difference between black people and white people is that white people have done a very good job in the media of making the whole world, including the poorest of whites, think that all white people are like the people on 90210 and Melrose Place. White people were never depicted as the poorest, the uneducated, not having fathers, making poor decisions, so on and so forth. But I can assure you, in every state, in every town, in every city, in every municipality, just like there's a projects in a poor white, in a poor black ghetto area, there's a trashy ass trailer park, trashy ass white area as well. Ours gets highlighted, y'all's get swept under the rug and made to believe that everything is Beverly Hills Housewives. That is the only difference. Across every racial makeup in this world, we all have more similarities than we do have differences. Y'all drop down in the comments and let me know what y'all think about this situation. And in short, if I had to sum up this whole video, I'm gonna say this. Bitch, I don't feel bad for you. I hope your ass sit home and cry till your goddamn cornea fall out. That's all I got. Ain't got no more. Y'all should be able. Y'all be sure to like and subscribe. And I'll call y'all later. Bye. Stephanie, Becky, and everybody damn else says how to make a. Ooh, child, let me get off the line.